Tea with Monique is brought to you by Mila Eve Essentials. Visit MilaEveEssentials.com for 100% pure, therapeutic essential oils and other products. Nature knows best, and so does Mila Eve.
I came to work. I came to slay. Countdown to the beat. True queens don't play. I came to work. Drag, slay, work, work. Hit the stage. All queens don't play.
Stand up to bullies. Was you just playing it?
Maybe.
I was like, wait, what is this echoing I'm hearing?
Oh,
that is hilarious.
Hello, gorgeous.
Hello, handsome. I love the hat. What's up, Jay?
Thank you. I'm like in my hat era these days.
You done traded in the wave caps for a hat. I love it.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. How is everyone doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so excited for another week of Tea with Monique. We have some amazing guests joining us tonight. We are talking about the boss mentality. Now, I want to put this out there. So I started a foundation, which is still like pending, but I still have the name reserved and all that good stuff. And I called it the I'm Boss Foundation, and I created an acronym for BOSS. So BOSS is beating odds, setting standards. So yeah, so when we talk about being boss, we're not just talking about an employer to an employee relationship. We're talking about a mentality and basically trying to take it to the next level and change your goals and change your mindset so that you can keep moving up. So yeah, I'm excited. What's up, Mary? Mary is doing it as always, telling everybody to shop Mila Eve, download drag queens, all of that good stuff. I'm excited about the topic. Jay, how are you feeling? And what are you drinking?
I am drinking something called a Baja Lime. I got it from Target, and it's really good. Yeah, but you can't have too much, which I feel like I did kind of pour too much because it's strong. So we're gonna sip with our pinkies up.
Okay, I like it. Well, listen, one of our special guests tonight, she has a winery, and I'm drinking from that. I drank from it last week as well. It's Three Moons Winery, Tiffany Moon's wine that I just can't get enough of. I ordered a whole case, and it actually arrived today. She also has like her white Sauvignon Blanc as well, and she has a red blend, a proprietary red. But I'm going to go ahead with the cab again tonight. So cheers as we introduce our guests. But yes, we're going to go ahead and get into it. I have so many questions, and I really want people to just see the other side. You know, when you're in that working environment, see the other side, but then also just as a person, some of the things that you might go through that requires you to kind of like put your big girl panties on or your big boxers and get it moving. So let's get going. I am so excited to introduce our first guest. She is, first of all, she is a force to be reckoned with. She is an amazing person. She has an awesome energy. She hosted 2 of my Not for Lazy Moms podcast. She is a radio host for WPGC and Dish Nation. And her name is Poet Taylor. What is going on, Poe?
Hi. Oh, this is awesome. I'm having a whole fangirl moment. Sip this tea, spill this tea, love up on this tea with you. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for being here. If y'all do not follow Poet on Instagram, y'all are missing out. If y'all are in the DC area, make sure you listen to WPGC. She even cracks me up. First of all, her IG is Just Curious Poe. And you put me on to some things sometimes because I don't really watch TV that much and I don't really know what be going on. And your posts on Instagram always keeps me in the know.
Edutainment. Like, I know you come in and learn about the diamond that was on Beyonce and that Basquiat painting, but then I'm going to tell you that they're free coding classes for kids in DC, or I'm going to tell you where you need to go your way to work tomorrow, or that Delta about to charge their employees $200 if they're not vaccinated. But that's tea for another day.
Oh, wow. What about the White House tea? I heard that they didn't even want to comment on who was vaccinated, and then they said that there is not a mandate. I thought that was quite interesting.
It's a running list of some of the same people yelling, do this, do as I say, not as I do. And they getting called out, as we should, Village. Call them out. Pull them out.
Call them out.
Conversation.
Yes, woo. I love it. Our next guest, who is a boss in her own right as well, is one of my sisters. I connected with her thanks to the Bravo community. And she is amazing. She is such a boss, and she's such a woman's woman. Like, she is. I like when I meet people that match my energy. And I mean, she just blew me away right from the start. Come on, Tiffany Moon. Thank you so much for being here tonight. So good to see you.
It's good to see you guys. I'm so excited.
Yes, we have the shadiest text message conversations, and it's just so funny. Like, I love it.
Nobody better release those texts between me and Monique.
Right?
Oh my gosh.
Nobody better hack us.
Listen, I'll be in there cracking up. My husband would be like, "What are you laughing at?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm texting with Tiffany." So funny. Yes. Oh my God. I'm so excited. So tell us about your projects, because I own like your wine, and I have your candles. Literally have them stationed in different rooms. I have one in my bathroom right here. They're amazing. I'm always promoting your stuff. So
You are so
tell us
sweet.
about it. Yes. Thank you.
Well, the candle line, which I am always burning a candle, always. And I have 18 cents now. I started it during quarantine because I needed a way to not think about the hospital. I needed a way to come home and tinker with the essential oils that I used to make these candles. And I was like, oh, this one makes me feel relaxed, but this one makes me feel energized. And I just kept making sense. And now it's like, even my husband knows it. Like, if I'm burning a certain scent when he gets home, he's like, oh, don't even talk to her. Like, she's not in a good mood. And then there's another scent that I burn that's a little bit more amber, violet, sensual. If he smells that one, he's like, oh, hey.
Wait, y'all have to read the labels on her candle packaging. Like, she'll say, if you're a mom that's perfect and have it all together, this candle is not for you.
Yeah.
It's
Those taglines and drug facts on the back of the candles may or may not have been written under the influence of something.
I love it. I love it. Oh my gosh, that is hilarious. No, they are great, and it's crazy because you burn your candles like I am with my diffuser. Like, it has the same benefits, and you use essential oils in your candles.
Essential oils. It's a mix of coconut and soy wax. I never used paraffin. I did a lot of research. It's 100% cotton wick. Like, this is a premium candle.
I love it. I love it. That's amazing. Riley pointed out that they're named after anesthesia. Yeah, I thought that was.
Hey, Riley. Shout out to Riley.
Yes,
Makes amazing, beautiful dresses. Like, just amazing. But yes, the candle line is named Aromasthesia, which is a blend of my love for aromatherapy and anesthesia. And they're all named after like anesthetic drugs. But my lawyer was like, you got to put a disclaimer at the bottom that's like, does not contain actual Xanax.
Right.
Like, nobody thinks this candle contains Xanax. Like, that's crazy. And he's like, put the disclaimer on there so I don't have more problems in my life. I was like, okay, Mr. Lawyer Man.
Yes. No, I had a friend of mine over, and he was like, wait, is this actually in the candle? And I was like, no.
No.
Yeah. Hilarious.
If it did, I would be like a multi-bajillionaire. These candles would be selling out.
During COVID. Gosh. All right. Well, tell us what y'all are drinking. Me and Jay already told everybody what we're drinking. Poet, what are you having tonight?
I'm drinking Prosecco with a mix-in from Pinky Sweet Creations. It's a lavender, blueberry, strawberry mix, so it's pretty good.
Oh,
okay. Color good. Yeah.
That sounds good. I feel like I already had a glass. I'm pouring more. I'm having my Sauvignon Blanc, which I like when it's really hot outside. It's like 95 degrees. I just walked the dog, which is why I'm all sweaty. And it's so hot. And I put this wine in the fridge. It's so cold. I love it.
Tiffany, wow. I live in Dallas too. It is so hot out here.
I can't. I walked my dog for 5 minutes and both he and I were panting, and I was like, let's just go home.
My goodness.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's been sweltering here as well, which is really weird. Around this time it's normally starting to cool out, but I don't know, it's been pretty hot lately.
It's really hot in DC. It's 92 degrees, feels like 102, and the weather people say it with a smile. Don't nobody want sweat there and then sweat be there all day. No.
Not cute. All my makeup melted off.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh. Everybody is talking about what they're drinking on in the chat. Anisi's drinking water. Water. You can at least drink some tea, Arnisi. Come on.
Drinking water, minding business. Listen.
Okay, welcome back as always. He's drinking Asti Martini. Okay.
Ooh.
Yes, keep on telling us what y'all drinking on, because y'all know every time we come on here we have something to drink. But yeah, let's get into the topic at hand. Okay, yeah, no, I'm not gonna answer that. We're not talking about Bravo tonight, y'all. So anyway, I'm looking at some of the comments. So when it comes to the boss mentality, it is unlike what people think it is. Everybody calls themselves a boss. Oh, I'm a boss. And half of them aren't a boss of anything. They aren't even a boss of their own lives. So when it comes to just trying to navigate through our workplace, through the ideals that people place on us as individuals, what are some of the just give me some stories of maybe things that you have gone through. I want to talk with Poet first, because we actually talked about this, and the way that I admire how you are so in the forefront. You have such a beautiful personality. I love watching you host. Like, you have this personality that just gets everybody cozy. It's like we're all at a family reunion and we know you. Like, you pull people in, and you're very good with that. I watched you, and even watching the show back when we did our live podcast in DC. And I was just like, wow, everybody loved it. They were like, you got to keep Poet coming back. And I was already like, yeah, next time we do a show, you already know I'm calling you. So just tell us about some of the things that you have went through to be able to have that confidence, to be able to step in front of people and just be you, you know?
So I'm not sure where to start. First of all, thank you for your kind words. It's nothing like roses when you can smell them, drape them around your neck. I appreciate you. I also appreciate you giving me a shot, because a lot of times when you are not the popular option, people sleep on you and then they see you. For you to see my light because of your light means something to me. It's one of the reasons why I accepted your offer to host. So in the time that I've been doing radio and television production and consulting, I think the first thing I learned was that I could be competitive and I could be generous. So a lot of times, if you are often competitive, then you're competing and you're spending so much energy and time trying to one up the coworker or the other person that you think that's in your lane. You're not investing in you. Or you feel like I need to support everybody so nobody feels like I'm a hater. And then you end up pouring out so much that you neglect your own interests and whatever little aspirations you have. So when I learned that I could be both those people, and it made me a super beast, that I could collect money and pour into somebody else so they could collect money, it was just, that changed my life. That and being unapologetically me. I learned very early on. I grew up in foster care. People going to have something to say. When you at the top, when you at the bottom, when you riding high, when you riding low, people will always have an opinion. And if you try to form yourself to whatever you think you're supposed to be, I think a lot of people think boss or businesswoman and think they're supposed to walk in a room in a power suit and whatever. No, I'm meeting people where they are, so y'all gonna meet me where I am. And today, if it's t-shirts, jeans, nicely put together, this is how I'm walking in here. I can remember people closing doors on me because my hair was green or blue. And those are the same people I'm breaking bread with, sitting at tables with, and changing the lives of other people. So to become unapologetically you. They say most women walk into an office and they are apologizing for doing what they came to do. You ever walk into somewhere like a business? Oh, I'm sorry for bothering you. I came into your store to buy something.
Right.
You walking through a door. Oh, I'm so sorry. No, you walking in the mall while I'm walking out. It's almost like we're preconditioned to shrink ourselves because we're that we're that bright and we're that bold. I don't want to take up all the time. And I'm still learning. I'm learning that I want to go for the corner office. The S&P 1500 did this survey. They found out that there were more men at businesses with the name John than there were women at the businesses. So the times of being quiet for me are over. I deserve the best of things. I dream as big as God allows me, and that be huge. So those are the things that I live by. And the last would be believe in yourself regardless. Don't share your dreams with everybody because some people don't know how to dream. So they'll knock you off your horse before you really get the saddle and know how you ride in your ride. Just do it and start where you are. There are a lot of people with great ideas, could be doing a million things, and they're waiting until they have enough money, the perfect look, the perfect face, or the perfect body, or whatever society has told them they have to have. No. Over quarantine, somebody started a whole multi-0,0,0,0 business.
Yes.
There are people that switched whole careers. So no, the world is yours for the taking. That to me is what bosses should know.
Yes.
And to
And
be kind
time.
to people that pour into you, whether it's volunteer, financially, share something, pour into them people. A lot of times I see people with businesses that people are so excited that they're a part of, they talk over them to talk to the celebrity or somebody else, but not the people that legit had the budget to get your thing. Talk to you, Jan, say every time you send a whole case to somebody who could afford it instead of surprising some girl on some city street that's been with you since your first album. Like you, prime example, you, Mo. Hey, I could give these to whoever my little friends up here, but I want to support the people who saw me when nobody else saw me.
Yes.
That felt that
Yeah.
like energy. So that's just a few. I can
Woo.
talk. That's what I do for a living.
I love it. See, now y'all get a taste of what I'm talking about. Yes. No, I love it. And what people don't realize is that time is the one thing that you cannot get back.
Nope.
So when I have the time, I'm going to use that time wisely. Like you said, in quarantine, I started Mila Eve, and I wrote a potty training book. Like I literally was like, you know what? I got this time. I'm going to use it to the best of my ability. While everything might be going on that might be crazy in the world, I'm going to do what I can with what I have. You know, and a lot of people don't realize that they think that they need so much. They think that they need a huge investment. And people can say whatever they want about me, like, oh, your husband probably paid for it. No, he didn't. Mila Eve was groomed, brought up, and still flowing because of what I've put into it, my efforts and everything else. He encourages me, he pushes me along, but it's something that I was like, you know what, I'm going to venture off and really see what I can do with this business. And when it comes to influence, I like where you said, because people think that in order for their business to be successful, they have to go pay influencers. They have to go, you know, get these big names to advertise their products, and they don't even use those products. So you know what I said? I said, you know what? I'm going to be my own influencer, number one. But every person that buys from Mila Eve is my influencer. So every single package that I send out gets sent out with care. It might be an obsession for me. I don't care. I want people to open up that box and for them to feel like, wow, she really put some love into this. I will stuff it. I will pack it. I make it look pretty. I put crinkle paper in it. I know it costs a little bit extra to make all of these nice boxes and make that happen, but I don't care. I want people to feel like they're the influencers because they're the ones that are going to post on social media and give their real feedback as they're using the products, as they're using the essential oils, and they're giving me the feedback in their reviews. That to me is what's real influence, you know, the people who are actually using the products. So I just wanted to put that tidbit out there real quick. But yes, Tiffany, let's hear your story, because you have a few different projects that you have going on. I did not know that you created your candle line during quarantine. I thought that because of the presence that you already have and the way the website is, and I thought that was in a business that was already existent. So, wow.
Yeah, I mean, you know, when quarantine first started in March of 2020, I'm like, what day is it? I really don't know. We didn't know how long this was going to last for. And the hospital was crazy. And I'm an anxious person at baseline, right? And I was going and intubating patients all day long who needed to have surgery, who got in a car accident and their leg is broken. So now we're intubating them. And I was so anxious, like blood pressure, heart rate through the roof. And I needed a way to decompress when I came home from the hospital that didn't involve anything to do with watching the news or, you know, talking to another human being. Like I'm an introvert and I need time by myself and to be quiet so I can think and gather my thoughts and reflect on what is happening with our world right now. What is happening? I felt like my world was exploding. And so the candles were really a refuge for me because I love essential oils and I would just tinker with them and it was like a chemistry lab, like 2 drops of this, 1 drop of sandalwood, 1 drop of jasmine. And I would be like, oh, this is the relaxing one. So then I would name it after an anesthesia medication that's relaxing. And then I would make more energizing scents like grapefruit. And then I would name that after one of the anesthesia drugs that's supposed to like wake you up after surgery. Yes. And so it literally started. This is my OG. Propofol is the OG. And you know, everybody in life deserves a tagline, including candles. So all of them have a tagline, and propofol is the drug most commonly used to put people to sleep. So I wrote propofol for humans who need a nap, and I was like, that's it.
Wow.
Yeah,
I
so
love it.
it just rolled and rolled, and I was in the basement tinkering with these waxes and essential candles, and my husband is like, "Baby, can you come to bed? It's like midnight. We got to get up at 6." And I'm like, "No, no, 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 because this one's like almost perfect, but it's a little too woodsy. I got to like mess with it just a little bit more." And he's like, "I'm going to bed." So I'd get there, get my formulation right, you know, and then have a glass of wine and go to bed. That's how this whole idea was born. And I donate my proceeds to the Family Place, which is the largest provider of domestic violence services in Texas. I think, Jay, if you live in Dallas, you're probably familiar with the Family Place. They do this big thing called Partners Card every fall, where you get 20% off of like basically every store in Dallas.
Wow.
So the way I got introduced to Partners Card was through shopping, of course. But then I talked to their CEO page and found out what amazing work they do for women and children. And so I said, I'm going to support this cause. So when I started selling these candles, I was like, I'm going to have the proceeds go to this cause.
Wow.
I love it. I love it. That's huge. And then you have the winery, which when I was talking to you over text, you said that this was something that you and your husband started in 2009.
Yes. So
Wow.
I used to live in San Francisco. I was in my residency, and he and I were in a long distance relationship. So I would see him maybe once a month or so. And so he would fly to SF, and we'd like, you know, let's just spend the weekend in Napa. Like, why not? It's like an hour and a half away. So we just started learning about wines, and we're both big nerds that are very detail oriented. So we'd talk to the winemaker about like, oh, what % grape is this? How long was it fermented for? Was it stainless steel, or was it in French oak or American oak? And you know, what is this year's wine different from last year's wine because there was not as much sunshine and rain? I mean, we just got into like all those little nitty gritty details. And I have friends, and they're like, "Girl, just drink the wine already. Like, stop asking all these damn questions." But Daniel and I, we just got so into wine tasting and all the nuances and learning about it. And then we, you know, sometimes serendipitous things happen, and we met a winemaker, and he's like, you know, if you guys are ever interested in doing your own private label wine, like I would be able to help you. So we were like, yeah, why not? So in 2009, we made 1 barrel, which is 25 cases of wine, and we just drank it and gave it away to our family and friends. And we did it again the next year, and we did it again the next year, just 1 barrel, right? Because this is like a small time thing. We're not selling it. And then I would give it to my girlfriends or some of the nurses at the hospital. And they would say like, "Hey, Dr. Moon, you know that wine that you gave me for my birthday? I tried Googling it, but I can't find it. Like, what wine store did you get it from?"
Wow.
And I was like, "Oh no, girl, like that's our own family's wine. We made 25 cases. Like, when it's gone, it's gone." And more people said that. And then one day I looked at my husband and I was like, "Do you think we could just make more and like sell it so we can share our wine and our love of wine with more people?" And he's like, "We can try." He goes, "Worst case, it doesn't sell. We just drink it all." I was like,
Listen. I was just about to say, look, that'll just be more wine to drink. I know that's right.
yeah. So I was like, you know what? Let's try it. Why not?
Wow.
It's amazing.
I'm so glad you like it though.
No, let me tell you, it's already given Camus a run.
Oh,
I don't even like,
fired.
honestly, it really has. Like, Camus has gotten a little too sweet to me, maybe because I stopped eating meat. My palate is completely different.
Mhm.
I like this because it's very smooth, it's not dry, and it has almost like a little peppery kind of note in there somewhere.
Yeah.
It is so it goes perfect with my little vegetables I be eating.
It goes real good with some cheese and crackers. Real good.
Yeah.
I love it. Yes. So have you ever been in a position in the workplace, whether it is that you own a business or have been in charge of hiring or firing? Have you ever had that difficult position of letting someone go?
I have.
Share. I have as well, so I'll share as well.
I'll go quickly. I will just say that some people are very, very good friends. They are there for you. They are loyal. They are fun to hang out with. But your good friends don't always necessarily make for good employees.
That's
And
definitely
I am admittedly very OCD, very like, you need to get this done by this time, CC me, do, like I'm trying to run a business while I have kids and a full-time job. Like this is sort of a passion project. I'm not trying to make money off this, but I just want to do something for myself that is creative and that doesn't have anything to do with the hospital. But I run a tight ship, and I'm not great with mistakes and missed deadlines, and you can be late once or twice, and then I'm sort of like,
Wait,
So-
what's your sign?
Leo.
Oh my God, it makes sense. Wait, but wow, okay, that's so different because my husband is a Leo and he's the complete opposite of you. So maybe Leo men are just different, but you sound like me. I'm a Libra, and I'm
No,
the
me
same
and you,
way.
I feel like are the same.
Yeah, that's so wild.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry. I just
So sometimes you have to sit people down and be like, look, these are the expectations of the job that we do together. And if you don't feel that you can meet these expectations, then like maybe we shouldn't work together. And I had to do that with one of my friends, and I love her dearly, and we still kick it. And she calls me all the time, or she'll send me a TikTok and be like, you should do this one, it's funny. So we're like great friends, but we weren't great coworkers. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, totally. It totally makes sense. And sometimes it's nice that you can recognize it and actually do something about it. Because a lot of times that's the hard part, is actually doing something about it. But yeah, no, I totally understand that. All right, what about you, Poe?
So over quarantine, I finally started my own consulting firm. It's a
Congratulations.
Well, I learned that I got a black book that stretches across the country through all different departments and areas. I can pull you a fashion person, a celebrity, or something else. I hired what I thought was going to be my business manager. And then I learned very on, you must watch out for people who don't necessarily want to manage, but they want to be the star. They don't want to work with you or for you. They want to be the person that is doing all the things.
Yeah.
And because this was somebody that I thought, I'm watching you. Well, I thought I'm watching you manage all these other things. So you can't do that for me. Having that conversation over oysters was the easiest thing that I did, because you got to protect your peace at all costs and your coins. And when somebody shows you who they are, you have to believe them. A lot of times we do first try to take in your girlfriend or your cousin that used to do first. Learn that every job ain't for everybody. So if your cousin ain't never done taxes, they shouldn't be handling your money.
Mm-hmm.
If you know that this the one that fight every time we go out, they probably shouldn't be your PR person or your spokesperson. So for me, it was not hard, because we had a conversation beforehand about business and personal.
Right. Okay.
When we are sitting under this space, this is what it is. We're going to make it very clear. And when we not, so true to your point, Tiffany, we still grab a drink, a cocktail. We can key, but And I'm happy to help you do whatever it is that you dream to do. So, but be mindful of that. There are a lot of people that come in wanting to work with you, and they really want to like scam off the top.
All right, Jay, what you got for us?
Well, I like to consider myself like a baby boss. Just because, I turned 22 this year. I had a set plan that I was going to live my 20s and just have fun, just hang out with friends, etc. And a lot of people don't know, before I did Tea with Monique and things like that, I had my own YouTube channel, and it was, very fun. Like Justin Bieber posted me on his page. Like, it was very fun. I did like reaction videos and stuff like that. But my heart wasn't necessarily in it for the right reasons, which I had to myself realize. I just wanted to do it because I wanted like my friends to see me like being popular and things like that. So I kind of had to take a step back. And it wasn't until I met Monique that I learned the real definition of a boss.
thank you.
But I tell Monique all the time, she's opened my eyes up to so many things. And Tea with Monique, for instance, this is really something that I never saw myself doing. And it's opened up different opportunities, made different connections, which I'm so grateful for. And it's brought me a newfound confidence to start my own thing solo. I've always been told that I needed to pick one thing and focus on it, but I'm a Taurus. I like to do whatever I want to do.
Yeah.
And I like to have multiple things in the box at once. So I've started doing photography. Lately, I've been taking up baking, which has been a hassle.
I saw your cookie video.
I did not know baking. You need like the exact measurements. And things like
Yeah,
that.
they make or break whatever you do.
Yeah, but I said by next year, I want to at least have a local baking thing going on. I want to do my photography. I want to continue doing Tea with Monique. And then I'm going to also do my solo channel.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
So
love it.
I'm surrounding myself. I'm still going to keep my friends, but I also had to realize that I need to be surrounded by people who actually have big goals and aspirations, because it's not always let's go to a bar, let's go to the amusement park. It's not always that type of situation. And growing up, I've never been that person who just wanted to stay stagnant and just have fun all the time. I want to build a name for myself, especially being the youngest child, being the only boy. Like, I feel like I have some things I need to not necessarily prove, but for myself to make happen.
Yes.
So I'm like in the baby steps of becoming like a full-time boss. But we're a baby boss right now.
You full time, because that's where it starts. But no, I'll just say, I mean, I can go on and on for days, but I will just say that I tell my kids it's not about what you want to be when you grow up, it's who you want to be. I'm not going to put the what in there, because at the end of the day, that sets limitations. And I believe that you can be so many different things throughout your lifetime. And I think that's what we're supposed to be. We're not supposed to just be stuck in one area of business or work, because it gets redundant. And how can you truly grow as a person if you're doing the same thing all the time? You're not challenging yourself to something new and stepping out the box. So that's where I am completely 100%. When it comes to the whole employee situation, I've definitely had to let people go. I do like to think that the people who work for me or side by side with me, we're learning together. And if it's a person who is no longer employed by me, my goal is for them to have a situation where they're able to excel. So I had, actually, Jill is in the chat. Jill worked for me as my personal assistant. She was also a nanny for me at one point. And then she actually elevated to my executive assistant. And then she got to a point where she said, okay, now I've learned so much. I'm ready to kind of go on and do my own thing. And I couldn't be more proud, because I'm not the type of person that wants to employ people and keep them stagnant. I don't want to have somebody working underneath me, and that's what they're doing for the next 10 years or 20 years, because then what does that say about me? You should be elevating. You should be wanting to move on. And as much as it sucks, I'm like, all right, I got to find somebody else. But I love the fact that you've learned something and you were able to take what you've learned and then move on. And then our relationship is still great. Like, I'm just using Jill as an example because I know she's here. Hi, Jill. And I love her, and I love seeing how much she's accomplished since the time that she's worked for us. And then we're still able to communicate. We'll meet up and get together and just catch up and say, how's life going now? To me, that's what it's all about. Not every situation is meant for forever. Every situation to me is a stepstone so that you can empower yourself, and then I can actually see some of the things I need to work on for myself. So I look at it as I've been fired once in my entire life. I was working for a real estate company where they did like loans and stuff. And my boss let me go for whatever reason. But at that time, I had just finished a course for doing real estate appraisals. So I started that same day I got fired. I made more than I made that day than I made in 2 weeks working for that mortgage company.
Wow.
And I bring that up to say this. Sometimes when you're let go, It's so that you can take those cuffs off of you, so that you can take those restraints off of you. And then you're able to put yourself into a better situation. Now, if I was the type of person that just sat back and just sulked and cried and said, I can't believe I just got let go, I was like, okay, that situation ended. Let me go make this money. Literally, that same day, made more in that one day. And thank God he fired me at 10 a.m. because I had time that day to go ahead and seek out some clients and actually close some deals that same day. And I went from making, $1,200 a month. No, I was making $1,200 every 2 weeks. Who lives off of that? First of all, I was making $1,200 every 2 weeks and literally was like struggling to pay my bills, to making over $10,000 a month by doing real estate appraisals. And it was like, had I not been fired, I would have never made that amount of money during that time period, So the stock market, the real estate market was booming. I was like balling out of control. And then that was a whole nother lesson I had to learn, because then I was lending on my friends' money and everything else. So,
oh my goodness.
Yeah, I had to learn a lot.
Jay, I want to commend you, because something that you said makes you not a baby boss, but you on your boss level and you're about to level up. My father always told me, when I am the smartest person in the room, I am in the wrong room. You're supposed to learn something new every day. Like in this moment, I done took notes about Tiffany and where she went. I done followed Monique since we met at a WPGC event. And you should. You want to be around people, because there are people right now who are dreaming, but they're around people that the minute they talk about, I'm going to do this, why you going to do that? It ain't going to be successful. Ain't nobody going to do that. Imagine being in a room or being surrounded by dreamers. In my group chat, if it's something that I want to do, my girlfriends are instantly texting me back, well, I know this. Do you have a grant writer? Do you have this? Do you know how to do this? That's the room you're supposed to be in. And the fact that you know that at 22 puts you so ahead of the game. It puts you so ahead of the game. When I heard you say that, I was like, yes, I can grow old. These generations ain't going to fail me.
Thank you.
Listen, I say to my husband all the time, I love when we hang out with our rich friends that make us feel broke. That's the way I sum it up. They literally make me feel like I was when I was 19 years old trying to make it happen. And when I'm in a room full of people, and I'm not just talking about rich in finances, I'm talking about rich in life. They're well traveled. They speak other languages, like whatever, having those conversations, and I'm just soaking it all up and I'm learning. You never get to a point where you can't learn. You should always be open to learning. And to me, that's what makes your life even more wealthy. Like you're able to do more and have more experiences with people because you're open to more, and you're open to that knowledge, and you're open to have differing opinions. And, like I've had some great talks with people. My husband and I always used to tell him when he played in the NFL, he's a black man, but I said, people don't see you as a black man. They see you as burgundy, because he played for the Washington team, so they don't look at him. So now you're able to go into rooms and people are inviting you into areas and spaces that you probably wouldn't be invited into had you not been burgundy, So I love the fact that we're able to have those real conversations with people who may not interact with people that look like us, and then open their minds up to something that's different. Having those difficult talks, having those opening conversations that show them like, wow, you've been living in a bubble, but here we are expanding and popping that bubble. And then that conversation, that exchange happens. And it's just like, wow, we were open to having this talk, and look where we've come, and look how we're able to benefit each other. So not just growing in your finances or your businesses, but just growing as a person. So that to me is boss, so I love that.
Yeah. So I do have a question for you guys. What advice would you give to people who want to venture off and be entrepreneurs? Because that is my overall goal. I want to be an entrepreneur. I like to be my own boss. That's where I want to be in life. And I'm a registered behavior therapist with special needs kids. And I don't necessarily want to leave my job because I love my kids. I love the knowledge that I bring. But I also do want to be my own boss. So is there any advice you would give to people on how to balance a full-time career and then venturing off and doing their businesses that they want to create themselves?
Well, in building Just Curious Life Productions, I learned very quickly that you're going to have to say no to the turn up and yes to the what part of my business plan can I work on next, and have an actual business plan. A lot of people don't do the simple planning that at least creates your steps, because once you take that thought, that dream, and you put it to paper, now you have something to execute, and you do it piece by piece. Some of my friends didn't understand me not being able to go on certain trips and certain things. No, I got to invest in this LLC. I got to make sure I get this. No, I got to make sure that my logo look right. I don't have capital. Ain't nobody putting money in my pocket. I have to build this. And the other thing is, everybody kind of wants to be an entrepreneur until they learn who eats last and who gets paid last. So I would tell you to be prepared for that first year or two, that you may not be balling out of control, and don't compare yourself to the growth of someone else that has done something, even if it's not similar to yours.
Yes.
Like, you will really learn if entrepreneurship is in you once you find out, oh, I get paid last, I eat like, oh, really? Oh, okay. Like, and do what you want to do. I was talking to some girls at this high school, and I was like, people are going to tell you that there's a way to do this, and this is how you should do it. We've all been given this opportunity at this thing called life. Mm-hmm. So if you want to show me that it can be done that way, then do it with yours, because I'm going to beat to my drum and I'm going to get it done this way.
Yes.
And a lot of times people are afraid to stray into what doesn't look right. I work in music. We had a music meeting about how everything sounds the same, because people are so afraid to be like, no, this is what I want to sing about or rap about, or this is how I want to dance, or this is how I want to wear my hair. Mm-hmm. So,
wow, okay.
Yes.
Do you in entrepreneurship? Just remember them other. It's not like unicorn farts and rainbows. It's gonna take some. Y'all are laughing, but come on,
no, I feel you.
Unicorn farts and rainbows.
I feel you.
It's not. It's starting. This was just hard learning and reading and researching and contracts, and there were so many things that I didn't know. I've gotten a standard contract because I do media, and people have will put me on a contract to host or help facilitate an event. But like reading for yourself, it was a lot, and I almost got discouraged. And then I was like, you've put in all this work for all these people for all these years, that if something happened to you, they replace you, because there's so many good people and talented people out here. Mm-hmm. And then I thought about my legacy and what that would look like, because I've already poured into the legacy of whoever I'm working for. I don't ever plan to get up radio and television, but y'all gonna get this consulting situation. Y'all about to get this app, and y'all gonna get this social media class because y'all need it. And this conflict resolution course, if I can finish it. Now I'd have met somebody who dabbles in behavioral health. Yes.
Exactly.
All the rooms.
Very good.
Networking.
Want to be an entrepreneur? Do not apologize for rooms that you manifested and prayed to be in. Mm-hmm. My friend always tells me, chin up. A lot of times we will walk into spaces like, I wanted to tell you not to call yourself a baby boss. And since we're being so transparent, I'm going to go ahead and tell you there's nothing baby about the boss that you are. Mm-hmm. You are a boss, and you claim it, and you walk in it, and you own it. Because if you tell me you're a baby boss, then that somehow means that you are like lower than what? Lower than me? Not at all. Because whatever dues you done paid, that's your lane.
Yep.
So no. A lot of people will say, oh, I do a little bit of earrings. I didn't hear Tiffany once say I got a little wine. No, I have a family winery. Let me claim all the blessings. Let me tell you what I have. So there's nothing baby about you. Are you a boss? Yes. And this is my boss resume. Let me slide it across the table. And as an entrepreneur, stand in that. You're not just doing a little bit of something. You make products for skin. I do hair care. Whatever it is, stand in that. I ain't never heard Beyonce say I got a little Ivy Park.
Yes. No, I love it. I love it. Yeah. You got to speak it how you want to see it, and then really walk in that. And I was about to say, there's a reason why the government gives you 5 years to make your business a business. So you're able to write off losses for 5 years, because when you're an entrepreneur and you're dipping and dabbing in new stuff, you create your business entity, get your tax ID, make sure your paperwork's in order. You have 5 years. You can show loss. And then after that 5th year, you become a hobby. Or if you're smart, you just create a new business.
I've always wanted to fill in the blank, dream big.
Dream big, dream big. And you recognize the fact that this is what I love about being an entrepreneur. You get to live your life, grow your business, and then at the end of the year, you say, okay, this is what the government can take taxes off of. Here's what's left. Tax that. Versus when you get a W-2, the government take their money before you even get your check. So when I'm sending out my load, that's why anybody that works for me, I'm like, you need to create a company. So if you're working for me, even as my nanny or even as my project manager, you need a company. So you create your LLC. I pay your LLC for these services. I don't like W-2 because I feel like you're being robbed. You get to go home with hardly anything. The government taking your money. They making money off interest. Your money sitting up in their bank. And they're making money off interest. When that money, why can't that money sit in your account and make interest off it all year? You know? And then you take out all your different expenses and say, here's what I use to run my business. Here's what's left. So you can tax that. It's the opposite. So yeah, 1099. I'm pro 1099, y'all. I identify as 1099.
Entrepreneurship ain't for everybody. So in those situations, Mo, I want to tell people you need to walk into love what you do, walk into it, and figure out how to get them to pay you what you are worth. Because it's about $25,000 to $30,000 more than what they're probably paying you. And somebody will pay you what you're worth because they need it. I sometimes feel like, if I can be honest, that we talk entrepreneurship, and we also have to be realistic that might not be an ideal happily ever after for all involved. So to your point, Jay, you started taking up baking. Find out what it is that you are magical at and what that superpower is, and also grow that.
Yeah.
Yes. Mary, once our moderator said, Yoga Girl has a question for Tiffany. Tiffany, what are your aspirations? What are your inspirations on your TikTok videos?
Lord.
Oh, you know, I just have a very crazy mind. And the whole thing, TikTok started during quarantine because then my 15-year-old daughter was over there and she was doing all these dance moves. And I was like, Girl, what are you doing over there with your ring light and doing these dance moves? You look ridiculous. And then one day she was like, well, you want to do one with me? And I was like, okay. So we practiced for like 30 minutes. I got like my cardio in, and then we made it. And you know what? It was fun making it. For a minute during that time that we were focusing on our dance moves, I forgot about COVID, and I forgot that I have 2 5-year-olds and one just bit the other one over a toy. And I forgot about my kitchen that's a hot mess and that I haven't had a pap smear in like 3 years. I was like, oh shit. Like, you know what? Like, all that just goes away. So TikTok, making it, watching it, having my family participate in it, it just makes me happy. And in this day and age, I'm like, I'm gonna do what I want. People are like, tick tack tattly whack. What's that? Isn't that a app for like 13-year-olds or something? I was like, I don't think so. I'm on like Old Talk. You know, all my people are like moms doing funny things.
Yeah.
But it brings me joy to do it and participate in it. And it brings me joy when people say, I laugh at your videos. I love your TikToks because they're so funny. That warms my heart, because let's be honest, I'm an anesthesiologist. I go to work at 6:30 every day and I put people to sleep, mostly because they're trauma victims or they have cancer. So guess what? It's not that funny.
Yeah.
So when I come home and I open my 3 moons and get my propofol candle burning, I want to make a TikTok because it takes me away from all that stress and negativity. And then my kids will participate me. Once in a while, I make my husband do something. My friends will be like, oh man, your husband actually like will play with you. I'm like, well, you know, he humors me. The inspiration is just daily life, other TikToks that I see, and I'm like, oh, I want to do that one too. And then you just tag the person that did it first. And it brings me joy.
That's awesome. I love it. Everybody needs a mental break.
Yeah, people are like, oh, we gonna miss you on Housewives. I'm like, just watch TikTok. It's much less toxic, much less toxic, I assure you.
I get tagged like crazy. I don't even watch the season of RHOD, and I'm getting tagged. I know more about the season from reading the comments that they're tagging me in than watching the show. And then I'm just like, they're like, oh, we miss you. Okay, subscribe to Tea with Monique. I'm there every Wednesday. You know, follow me on Instagram, and then I do Wind Down Wednesday. I have Wind Down Wednesday tonight at 8:15. You get me double time. You know, so I'm like, just follow me in other places. But I get it. It's like they want you in that situation still. But
can we talk about that part though?
Yes.
We're talking about support and pouring into people. Yeah, everybody watching that part. Like the fact that both of y'all have the same story of you want me to come back here, but I've given you a space where if you really showing up for me, you can have me. I created We Working Wednesdays during the pandemic. It started out as because I was mad at woman crushing Wednesdays. I hated that all I saw was beautiful bodies and boobs and butts. We already know we stacking and packing and dragging a wagon. But I know scientists and chemists, and I know doctors and anesthesiologists. Why aren't we celebrating that part of the women when we do that? So I started a series that celebrated women who were working not just Wednesday, but every day.
Yeah.
That celebrated to everybody because I was educated on there's some people that don't identify as female who felt left out, but they're working too, and they wanted a spotlight. So I say that to say that support part. Like if I log on from PGC or Dish Nation or the name that you know, remember we talked earlier about what's popular? People are missing out on a lot of good art and creatives and designers and music because it's not the popular option.
Right.
Sometimes pour into what you know is a good product.
Mm-hmm.
Pour into that. If you know, Tea with Monique is my bag. Let me just tell you. I want, I kiki, I cuss. Sometimes I be mad. And then sometimes I get it. And to me, I prefer this version of you because I know it's not cropped, it's not edited, it's not filtered, and it's not all the other things that you get when you are part of a machine or a brand.
Yes.
I walk a very fine line. I'm doing a podcast come this fall because there are things that I want to talk about that I know I can't talk about during Midday Shenanigans on WPGC. And it's not because they wouldn't let me. 10 to 2 is not when you want to hear about the good, bad, ugly, and beautiful.
Right.
During 10 to 2, I want you to kind of woosah because life is life in everybody.
Yeah.
And social allows you to candy coat things and make it seem. I love the TikTok that's going around right now. Show a picture of when people thought you were at your highest and you were really at your worst to give a real good look on mental wellness and what that looks like.
Wow.
So, when we talk
my cat's photo from Housewives.
I got a couple too. So I say that so like support. We often talk support, but we don't really show up in action. So I may doubt what you say, but I'll believe what you do. Mm-hmm. People often ask, what happened to your morning show? Well, y'all said y'all was listening, but the number said something else. So how honest do you want me to be in this conversation? That's support. You got to support your folks. Representation in that sense, you have to. And I sometimes think entrepreneurs don't say that enough. Honestly, no, I can't give you a discount because, girl, I might have skipped my rent to get this batch.
Right,
so right now, I can't give you a discount. You can't white glove me when you come in here because it's not perfect. I'm learning and building as I can.
Yep.
So while I do want to talk bossing, we can't boss up if y'all not pouring into the bosses.
It has to be a community. That's why I base everything off of a community. Like it has to be a following and you have to pour into it. And then like I love what Tiffany said, that how she is pouring back to a nonprofit from her businesses. That's what it's all about. We're starting Give Back in September for Mila Eve, where we're giving back to any nonprofit charities that are reputable, that are actually doing something with their charity. 10% of Mila Eve sales for that month goes to that charity. We promote them all month. We go live on Instagram so that we can raise awareness. So yeah, that's what it's all about. It's like, it's nice when you can get to that point where you can really bring it back full circle. CJB, Monique, please come back to RHOD for season 7. If you like me, let me stay where I'm at. Because like
right here.
This right here is peaceful and I love every bit of it. Daring Danielle said, Tiffany, how do you manage working full-time in such a demanding job and running multiple businesses? Is your husband also a full-time entrepreneur?
Danielle, that's a good question.
Oh, girl, I ain't gonna lie. I bust my ass every day. I have good people helping me. Like, I don't ever pretend that, like, oh, yeah, I just woke up like this. And yeah, I just know. My husband is extremely supportive. I go to work at 6:30. He takes the girls to school, does carpool drop off. I have an excellent nanny. I have a wonderful friends who help me do my pop-ups, carry like boxes of candles in and up down the stairs. My friend James, his shirt is like soaking wet because he was carrying things up and down for me. And my girl Christy, who arranges my schedule. And I'm always like, hey, what's my password for this website again? And she's like, I told you again, you know. And it really does take a team of people, and you just want to see that one person's success but not realize that, you know, they have the support of an entire team. And so I always give credit to my team. And then following up on what something Poe said is that, you know, so many of us want to be entrepreneurs, and that's so cool. You think you're going to be on a private jet, like eating at French Laundry, having a business center. No, you have to start small. Like, I was in the basement mixing essential oils at midnight after I had been up at work, put my kids to bed, you know, and have my glass of wine. Like, you have to start small. You have to be passionate about your product. And when you are ready to launch, your product better be good. It better not have any mistakes. We're willing to give you a little bit of wiggle room. You can have a soft open, but you better not put out inferior product or not have your shipping lined up or poor customer service. You better have everything ready before you go live, boo, because the few customers that want to support you and then your product's not right or something like that, you don't give them good customer service, you're going to kill your own business. It has to be perfect, especially in the beginning until you build a reputation.
Yes. Now I know we have a few minutes left, but I do want to dig a little deeper into the behind the scenes, because let me tell you, it was so funny. I had someone that asked me on Instagram. They said, why are you packing the orders yourself? You have a rich husband. Why can't you hire people to do this and the other? And I said, because how can I one day I'm going to have a distribution center, but how will I know how to properly distribute my products if I'm not actually hands-on doing it myself? Having that experience, I've learned so much, just on the customer service end, fulfilling orders, making sure that the right products are in the packaging and all of that type of stuff. I've learned so much stuff on the back end that I probably would not have thought about had I not experienced it myself, you know? And customer service is the top priority for me. When I tell you, even last night, I was up till 1 a.m. I have 28 new essential oils that I'm rolling out slowly over the next few months. And in order for me to release those 28 oils, I have to write profiles for each one. So that means I need to research every single oil. Even though I've been into essential oils for over a decade, I don't know about every single oil. So I'm actually learning about it and then absorbing the information and then having to write about it, come up and create recipes, testing them out in my diffuser, testing them out on me and my children, my test dummies, and and then saying, hey, this is what works for this oil. Here's how you can implement this. And I have to do that for 28. I have 6 done out of those 28 so far. I started last week. My newest oil, let me mention that, is coming out Friday, turmeric. Turmeric releases tomorrow. So I'm really excited about
that. That's like anti-inflammatory. I love that.
It's amazing. It's so good.
I love that. I can't wait, girl.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. It's launching. Yeah, if y'all subscribe to my email list, y'all got the email last night. We have a Flash Friday sale coming on Friday, and we're releasing turmeric. But yeah, that behind the scenes is serious. And I'm up until 1 a.m. and then I'm up again around 7 or 8. And I have 3 kids and a husband. So, and when my kids want mommy time, they want mommy time. Like today, Chase, he wanted to be with me. You know, I had my nanny here to help out so that I could get some, I was doing some voiceovers for my new promos for Mila Eve. I was writing out the scripts for the profiles. I was like working on a lot of stuff, but Chase wanted to be with me. So I had to stop what I was doing, knowing that I'm probably going to be up till 1 a.m. tonight again, so that I could spend time with him and then talk to my other 2 kids and then, you know, hang out a little bit. And then I'm down here for my shows. But it takes sacrifice. And people just see a perfect product in the end, but they don't realize how much time and effort is put into that. It's a lot. Yeah. So
people really don't. On my side, people think that I just get to talk from 10 to 2. I'm up normally until 12 midnight, 1 o'clock. I get back up about 6:37 because I have to catch all the news cycles. I also help with the social production and some aspects of programming. I produce my own show. So any audio, any social that has to go up, I create the social and put that up as well. So the behind the scenes is, I think by now everybody should know that the end result never shows the whole process. I also believe in knowing every position of what you do.
Wow.
In radio and television, I started in overnight. So from one point to the other, to sales, to promotions, how do I set up a tent? You have a greater respect when people are working with you to the role they're doing and what you lacking or doing something. To Tiffany's point, don't be late, dragging your feet, missing deadlines, how that affects the next job and what you have to get done. So, Monique, I completely agree. It's that part. That's why I told you earlier, people always are like, oh, I want to be an entrepreneur, till you see who eats last and who does the most work. Because your friends that are like, yes, when you have the soft opening, are not there packing boxes.
Yes, that is exactly what I don't take credit for this quote. Sometimes I just hear wise things and it sticks in my head. But what Poe was just saying right now, like, I'm thinking this saying, they want to see your fruit, but they don't see your roots. And I was like, damn, that's why.
Yes,
they want to see this fruit, all this fruit. Oh, we're eating good. But what about the roots? What about me slaving away? What about me calling lawyers, seeing who's going to help me form this LLC, getting a tax ID, trademarking it? So, like, I don't go making this and then somebody steal my idea and it's not trademarked. Nobody wants to see that stuff.
Yes. Darren, Danielle, you had a great question for me. Where are you sourcing the plants, herbs, flowers for your essential oils? I get them from where they are natively grown. So I actually spent all day on Sunday updating every oil so far that I have in my store, which are 54 essential oils. And if you go to my website, you'll see that at the bottom, after it tells you the Latin name of the essential oil, I update it and show you where they are grown natively. So if any oil that you want to find on my website, you can look on the profile and it actually shows you where it is sourced. So they come from all over the world. Wherever they are sourced, that is where they come from. And I'm grateful that I'm able to get essential oils that are very pure quality, no chemicals. So you're getting top quality when you're shopping Mila Eve. Trust me. House of Princess, thank you. What's up, girly? Fulfilling your own orders is harder, but it's far more rewarding. I love making my own products and sending them out. I feel accomplished. That's so true. Listen, I make my flawless glow toner myself. I came up with the recipe myself. Took me 2 months to perfect the recipe, and then I sent it out to all my friends and family so they can try it out and test it. It initially, I'll give y'all a little tea. The Flawless Glow Toner was initially for hair.
Wow.
Yes. And then I realized it worked better for my skin. And everybody kept saying, wow, you're glowing. I'm like, oh, I'm naming it Flawless Glow Toner. I got it from everybody. I listen to y'all when y'all make comments and things like that. I was like, okay. But yeah, I make the batches fresh. That's why if people order them after Wednesday, I won't ship it out until Monday because I don't want it sitting at a post office or UPS over the weekend because it's best to be refrigerated. So I make it fresh every week. I make it based off of how many orders I get. And I'm very proud of it. I love it. Like, I'm really excited. And I love that people are also loving it. So
yeah,
I love it too. I love it. This is my favorite one. Anti-stress.
That's a good one.
Yes.
That's a good one.
A really good one.
Great for
and
focus.
I have a masseuse that comes to my house. I'm very blessed. And she's like, which one are we going to do today? We're going to do anti-stress. We're going to do the lavender. And I also like the sleep tight.
Sleep tight is amazing.
So when she's doing my massage, she like incorporates that into the massage oil.
Wait, first of all, you didn't tell me that. See, I'll be asking Tiffany, like, let me know what else you want. I'm sending you some of my muscle relief massage oil is like top of the line. This stuff right here. This is what I have my massage therapist use on me every week.
Okay, I'm gonna need that.
Yeah. That'll be your birthday present. I'll send it to you.
Oh.
Yes.
What'd you say, Poe?
I said I need more of that. I've been on my wellness journey again, and bike riding and such takes a lot out of you. but the results are awesome and I'm cute. So I should order some.
I know that's right. I know that's right. Yes. Oh my gosh. No, the comments are like flowing in. I'm sorry, y'all. We've been talking so much I haven't even posted. Everybody's yes. Definitely try out
Yeah, her skin was glowing. Yes.
It's really good. The Sleep Tight, and Sleep Tight also has marjoram in it. So if you are a person who suffers from insomnia, if you use Sleep Tight and then you add marjoram in it as well, woo, next level. That's why I put that in the Sleep Tight kit. So you have that too, Tiffany. So you get the Lang Lang, marjoram, Sleep Tight, and lavender. You mix those all together. What?
I'll be in a coma.
Out. Like for real. Like propofol.
Look, I put all this, then I burned this candle, then I had about 1.5 glasses of wine, girl. I'm out. Down for the count.
Yes. And for people who don't like the if you don't like that minty scent, because some people, I love it, but some people don't. If you don't like the minty scent, I have 2 other massage oils, De-Stress and Rekindle. And Rekindle has rosewood, jasmine. It's really like sexy. It's very
That's
sexy.
the candle I burn. And my husband's like, oh, I'm getting lucky tonight.
I know that is right.
All the hints.
Yes. So yes. No, thank y'all so much. This has been an amazing conversation. I know we went a little over time. I appreciate y'all being here. It was a great talk, and I hope that people are able to take away something from it. Jay is a boss, not a baby boss. Let them know. Yes, and I appreciate y'all, queens. Y'all have been amazing. This has been just very uplifting, and this is what Tea with Monique is all about. So thank you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Let everybody know where they can follow you. So everybody knows where Jay is. J.E.
Yes, follow me on Instagram because I've been really killing the Instagram posts lately. I'm just saying. So this outfit will be on there sometime.
Yes,
that's a cute outfit.
It is.
You look good.
It's giving me all the vibes. Yes.
All right, Poe, and just so y'all know, everybody's information is also in the description. Poe, I did include your Eventbrite link in the description because you be hosting and doing all kinds of stuff. So especially people in the DMV area, if y'all want to know what Poe is up to, I put her Eventbrite link in the description below. But go ahead, Poe.
JustCuriousPo.com coming in fall of 2021 finally. WPGC.com/listen Monday through Friday 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I serve midday shenanigans. I tell people you're in the right place at the right time with the right energy. If you are on your give back, because I'm a community love liaison, Link Strategic Partners, board member for Safe Shores DC, and Martha's Table ambassador. And then that's outside of that, catch me. Fox 5, Dish Nation, nationally syndicated, serving your dish minute. I told y'all I have a whole list.
Listen, I'm telling you, that's how it is. When you a boss, you don't have just one job. You have jobs.
Slide into my DMs. I'm only a phone call away, and I'm a proud village cousin. So if there's nothing else you take from me today, know that if I can help you level up to your next boss level in this game, reach out. If it's over like 30 minutes, that's a consult, and I'm gonna send you an invoice.
I know that's right.
SeriousLifeProductions@gmail.com for that. There you go. I'm done with all this,
girl.
Go ahead, Tiffany.
Tiffany Moon MD on Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram. I have a website, Tiffany Moon MD. You can buy my candles there. It links to the wine, which is a different website because it ships out of Napa. And I am here to support all my fellow females, AAPI community, just anyone. If you need a positive message, you just need like a motivational quote. I don't like to dispense medical advice over the internet. Don't send me no pictures of rashes because I do not do rashes.
Wait, Tiffany. I get emails with pictures of people's body parts because they want to know
I get certain body parts, but people are like, I have this rash, and I'm like, do I look like a dermatologist to you? No, I am not. If you need an intubation, I'm your girl. but I don't want to look at rashes. And I don't like dispensing medical advice over the internet. People are like, oh, I got this crick in my neck. What do you think it could be? And I'm like, why don't you go ask your doctor?
Well, what is
I
it?
can't be liable for that.
Oh my God, I'm sorry.
Anyway, now everybody's going to be like, oh, she's such a bitch.
No.
Well, I just want everyone to be cared for by, you know, a physician that is qualified to care for that problem.
Right.
Yeah. But if you need a wine recommendation, hit me up.
Boom. She got you.
Exactly. Yes. All right, y'all. Thank y'all so much for watching. We will see y'all next week. I'm over here trying to think. What's my next week topic? Is next week September 1st?
Yeah.
No, not yet.
No.
Oh, Wednesday.
It is.
Yeah,
it is.
Next week is the first. So we're gonna have next week. We're gonna have Leah Diaz. She was on Married to Medicine LA. She is the new CEO of Hype Hair Magazine, which I grew up looking like. Listen, sitting up in the beauty shop, like, yep, I want this hair. She owns the magazine now. She's running social media for it. We're gonna be talking about hype hair and how to embrace your natural crown, whatever your crown was when you were born. How to embrace it.
Yes.
Yeah, so we will see y'all next week at 7:00. Thank y'all so much. Y'all have a blessed weekend. Peace and blessings. Take care.
Bye, guys.
Work, work, hit the stage.